I have that right.
Well, I mean, if you want to call security, I don't think it's necessary. But
Okay, well then just delete it.
well, I'm conducting a story here. I'm doing a story on the library.
Yeah, will you call security?
I understand they've asked you not to record though based on their policy here.
And like I told them, there's three things with a policy. Policy is not law. Policy doesn't have the force of law. And if I choose to ignore the policy, that's not breaking the law.
If they ask you to leave though, if they ask you to leave.
The Tyrant Terminator. What's good, TTA family? Back at you with another one. Man, today we at the public library out here in Gurnee, Illinois. Getting ready to see if they respect our rights to record in public and to make sure that our rights are not infringed on by anyone at any time. Let's go see. Hello.
Do you need help with something?
Oh, no, I don't need help.
Okay. Are you taking pictures?
Yeah, I'm recording.
Okay.
You can't take pictures of us.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to ask us first.
Really?
Yeah.
In a public library?
In the
Yes.
library you do.
So you need to delete that.
Well, it was conveyed to me that I was allowed to do this.
If you ask the employees, yes. So if we say no, then you can't record us, but other areas will probably say yes.
So basically, I got to ask the employees for something that I'm free to do.
Yes.
This is freedom.
Well, I don't want you taking a picture of me.
All right, do you work here?
I do.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
I'm behind the desk.
We're both behind.
okay. Well, I mean, unfortunately, you're a public employee.
So should we get our security?
I mean, I don't think it's necessary, but
Well, I think if you're going to take my picture, I have that right.
Right.
well, I mean, if you want to call security, I don't think it's necessary, but
Okay, well then just delete it.
well, I'm conducting a story here. I'm doing a story on the library.
Yeah, will you call security?
Oh wow. Oh wow. They're going to call security. I don't know why. It's not necessary. It's not necessary, but we'll just see what security has to say once they come.
So I told him that as an employee, we can request that.
Hello.
May I ask what you're doing? And so
I'm an independent journalist gathering content for a story for possible publication.
Okay, well, you are welcome to record the library itself, the materials, but not people.
I understand what you're saying, but if they're public, you guys are public employees.
We have patrons in the building as well.
I understand that, and they have no expectation to privacy in public.
It is against our policy.
Oh, you guys are policy.
have a policy.
Okay, but you as workers, I'm just a regular citizen.
No, it is for everybody who comes into our facility. So there are certain standards that we ask the patrons coming into the facility to follow, and that is one of them.
What's your name?
My name's Rebecca, and I'm the deputy director.
Deputy Director. So let me just ask you, is recording in this public library against the law? Because if it's not against the law, I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing.
It is against our policy, and we have certain rules in place that you are welcome to record our facility, our materials, and so on.
Correct. So that's precisely what I'm doing.
Would you like me to show you the policy? I'd be happy to do so.
No, that's not. It's unnecessary to show me the policy. I'm just saying that if it's not against the law, then I'm clear to do what I'm doing, because obviously this is actually a law that I have a right to do this, which is the First Amendment. Are you guys familiar?
Yeah, but you don't have the right to, I mean, patrons do have the right to privacy. As
Not in public, though. That's the only thing. If it's like a public, like a restroom, of course, that's public restroom, but it's private. But in here in the lobby, corridors, foyers, things like that, they don't, no expectation of privacy in public.
We will show you what we have in place, because we have procedures in place to protect the privacy and.
I understand, like you talk about a policy, but if it's not unlawful, then I'm free to do it. I mean, So you guys haven't, obviously, no one has conveyed this to you guys, so I can understand coming from a person that don't understand the law, but policy doesn't supersede the law.
Yeah, but other places of business, they have their own policies that they adhere to, or they're free to have. They're also free to have people their own policies that they can.
I mean, like,
where they can allow not certain people to come in or whatever. You know, everyone has.
But they have to have, the person will have to have something nefarious going on for them to say, we don't want you to come in. Just because you're recording. Because if you look right here in the ceiling, you guys are recording now, and I didn't give any consent because you guys don't need it, right? But it's just the same exact thing.
Well, not exactly. So you are welcome to do it, you know, per your rights as a human being, but that doesn't mean that the policies of our organization wouldn't allow you because it's policies of standard
Public conduct. So if a patron, for example, was upset that you were recording them, they would have that right to tell you not to.
Not necessarily, because their feelings don't supersede my rights. You get what I'm saying? Like, just because they
prevent
feel
you from being arrested for what you're doing. You can't do whatever you want wherever you want without.
where this is not considered doing what I want, whatever I want. This is just conducting a First Amendment audit. This is my First Amendment protected activity from the Constitution. So if a patron said, I don't like that, then that it can infringe on something that I have a right to do. Even if they feel, we're talking about feelings and rights. You get what I'm saying? Rights supersede feelings.
But again, your right is that you won't be arrested for what you're doing, but it doesn't mean that you can do it within our facility because it's against our policy.
But I don't have to follow the policies because I don't work here.
Everybody has to follow our policies with their standard of public.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure you guys are misinformed, respectfully.
No, because we have policies. Somebody can't just come in here and start like throwing books around or getting into a fight.
Of course, because that's violence. But this is not violent. We shouldn't even compare the two.
This is an infringement on people's privacy, so people could take that as being harassing them.
Not in public, though.
Yes, that's why we have the policies we have in place.
Okay, what's your name, Al?
My name is Kathy.
Kathy. And Rebecca? I'm sorry. Okay, I got it right. I'm going to just say this again, one more time. I'm an independent journalist, and I'm gathering content for a story for possible publication. Obviously, we're on the same page. All three of us agree that it's not against the law, but it might be against the policy. However, there's three things about a policy. Policy is not law. Policy doesn't have the force of law. And if I ignore the policy, that's not breaking the law.
No, but
so if I'm not breaking the law, I'm going to continue because you guys are holding me up from my story.
Our policies, and if you don't do so, then we have procedures in place where we would ask you to leave for the day.
Okay, well, I'm going to leave after I finish conducting my business, respectfully. I mean, that's all I can say.
Oh, but patrons can, if they feel that you're harassing them, then we can ask you to leave on that.
Patrons. Because no patrons complained yet. Just this young lady behind the desk, she's a public employee. So where's the patrons that's complaining?
But you can't harass employees either. So, I mean, it's also our policy that, I mean, that you're not doing it now, obviously.
Of course not, because filming is not harassing.
No, but, well, to some people it would be.
Because they don't know how you're going to share that content.
So let me ask you this, Kathy, right?
Yeah.
If I feel harassed because you guys cameras on, would you go back in the back and cut them off? Of course not.
No.
That's
But
exactly
also,
right.
If a patron or somebody came in and was being very disrespectful to staff,
You're asked to
calling them
believe.
names or, right, and that's
Which I'm not doing any of that. Do
no,
you agree?
But that's not
Okay.
against the law either, but that would be something that we would ask people.
And we also have
Okay.
procedures in place about how we use our security footage, and we would be happy to share that. So people have.
I mean, I can get all this footage. I can just FOIA. I can FOIA request the footage, but
Right.
that's not. I'm
Again,
gathering my
there's
own.
an understanding of how we would use that footage.
Okay.
Whereas people don't know what you are doing. That's the other issue.
Well, then you know what you guys should do? Like, if somebody ever try to come and ask you guys, what is that guy doing in that red coat? Just tell him he's gathering content for a story. He's not doing anything nefarious. He doesn't have any ill intent, and he has a right to do this. That'd be great from you guys as public employees to inform whomever might complain that he's doing exactly what he wants to do and he's not breaking the law.
Right.
That'd be great.
If a patron does complain about it, then
I'm gonna be honest with you. If a patron complains about it, I'm gonna continue to do it because their feelings don't supersede my rights.
but if a patron does complain about it, we do have the right to ask you to leave.
You can ask. I mean, I would respectfully decline, but you can
Well, if
ask.
you do that, then you are you're not following our standards of public conduct. And at that point, if you do not follow our rules, we would either ask you to leave with our security, and if you do not comply that way, we would call non-emergency police.
Oh, wow. So is security on security here? Because she said she was going to call security. Maybe security is aware that I could, because, maybe we could, obviously security is the appropriate authority. So is he or she here?
So we're dealing with this at this point, but
Oh.
if you continue to, escalate it, then those are some things that we would, pursue.
And the only way I can continue to escalate is if I don't, but basically discontinue what I'm doing right now in terms of recording.
And if we ask you to leave, you say you will respectfully decline.
Yeah, I'm not, well, yeah, so I'm going to continue. Right now you guys are asking me to stop, but I'm going to continue. And if you say after that, sir, could you leave, then I'm going to decline.
Okay, well, we're going to make sure that, like you said, we want to make sure we're doing everything
Are you security?
appropriately.
Yes, I am. How you doing?
What's your name, sir?
Felix.
Felix, how you doing?
How you doing? What's your name?
James.
James, nice to meet you, James.
Real quick, these young ladies are coming because another public employee behind the window right here conversed to them that they had a problem with me recording.
Okay.
However, I have a First Amendment right to record in public, so that's all I'm doing. I'm conducting, I'm gathering content for a story.
Okay.
But for some reason, they're trying to infringe on that right now.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay, so you are able to videotape the building.
Right.
The problem comes with consent. So other people, if they don't want to be recorded,
But
that's where the issue lies.
the thing is, like I just explained to them for like probably the last 8 to 10 minutes, that even I don't need their consent in public, only in private. This is a public building, which is public property, so I wouldn't need anyone's consent. Think about it. You see those cameras? They don't need my consent, do they? Because it's a public
Well,
building.
it's implied.
Well, I'm just saying, it's public building.
Yeah, no, correct.
So that's all I'm doing. Now she said that, if I'm she not heard too much, but Miss Rebecca here did say if I continue, and then you guys ask me to leave, and I refuse to leave because I have a right to decline that offer.
No, yeah, correct. Yeah.
Request rather.
Yeah.
She said it would be escalated. Now that's unnecessary,
I agree.
especially for someone that's doing something that that's First Amendment protected by the Constitution.
Yeah.
We all are citizens, so we should all respect each other's rights.
Yes, exactly.
I understand that how people may feel, but feelings don't supersede the rights. That's all.
But other people also do have a right to privacy.
Not in public though. That's the only thing. They do have a right to privacy. You're right, but not in public.
Yeah. So where are you recording?
Yeah, I'm just gathering content, seeing what's available to the public. I disseminate the information to our viewers. I got a YouTube. Yeah, I got subscribers and things like that. So that's all,
And we've had people do that before.
Yeah, correct.
But just
What's
be-
different now?
If someone complains.
Yeah.
Oh, if someone's complaining. See, that's when you guys supposed to step in and say, who's ever doing it. Like if he's recording, he or she's supposed to say, you know what, they're not doing anything illegal and they can do it. No matter what, no matter who comes to you and complain, always let them know that the person with the camera has a right to do it. That's all you have to
They
do.
also have a right to complain.
They have a right to complain, but they don't give you guys a right to come and infringe.
But we also have the right to uphold our standards of public conduct as just a public entity, and then that's where we could ask you to leave and escalate it.
I don't think you guys can ask someone to leave if minus a crime. I mean, you can put it like this. You guys can ask any question in the world.
Exactly. We can't force you to do anything.
There you go. That's my point right
But I
there.
mean, we have, there's people all the time that aren't necessarily breaking the law, but
Right.
they're not adhering to our standards of public conduct, so in that case, then they are asked to leave.
Because you know what? Probably because the policy doesn't. It doesn't. The citizens don't have to follow policy if they don't work here. Have you ever thought about that? Think about
Use the
that.
facility, though, they do.
They do.
Because we're offering services. So we have, we have rules in place to make sure that that we can offer, equitable service for everybody in our community.
And how would recording hinder that?
What's causing a disturbance of sorts? 'Cause we're
So
here.
recording would call us as disturbance. Really? Just recording.
If you're intruding on other people, if they're complaining,
Complain, sure.
So let me ask you this: if let's just say theoretically speaking, a young lady came in and said, "You know what, man? Those red shoes that the guy got on, man, that's disturbing me." Would you guys ask him to leave for that?
well, it's a little different
Why is it different?
because this is recording.
No, we're talking about feelings, right? We said they're feelings. If she feels disturbed, you can ask them to leave. So those shoes that the guy got on is making her feel disturbed. Would you enforce that?
No, that's a little different.
That's so you're biased then towards the camera.
No, because there's other things too. If someone
You're
was-
picking and choosing which ones to enforce, but it seems like the camera's the problem.
No, because there's other things that people might be disturbed about that aren't just what somebody's wearing, or unless it was like an offensive shirt or something like that, we could certainly ask some.
No, just like the color red. They just said they had a bad
No,
experience
But
with
that,
it.
that's different. That's different than somebody harassing somebody or, like I said, wearing something offensive, being loud, talking too loud.
Being loud, of course. Of course, that's
Right.
a
So that-
disturbance.
Right, that's a disturbance, right. So
But that's not. But none of that. We all agree right now. None of that's going on right now.
Not right now.
Okay. But I don't see what the problem. So maybe you guys should get back to work, respectfully.
And respectfully, if we have a patron that complains, then we can escalate it, just so you know.
Well, hopefully they don't, and if they do, I'm going to definitely decline the request to leave because I have a right to be here. So.
Staff did, because he was recording staff at this point, so.
Yeah, those young ladies right there behind us, they have a problem with me recording, but I have a right to do it, man, you know, unfortunately. It's fortunate for me, unfortunate for her.
You don't have a right to.
So, like I said, we'll look at what our policy is, because we want to make sure, obviously, we're following it as well.
Okay.
But-
So if you guys do look at your policy and they say I'm right to do it, would you guys come back in and apologize? So that'd be great transparency.
Well,
That'd be great.
we're not doing it, we're not asking you to leave.
Well, she was. She came up and asked me to stop. And she didn't ask me to leave yet, but she asked me to stop doing what I have a right to do.
So I was called up here because I was called because a staff member complained about something. So
Okay.
I'm always going to respond to that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now that you know what's going on, though, would it be still wrong for you to ask me to stop recording if your policy says that I'm allowed to do it, correct? Would you apologize?
If the policy says that you're
Yeah.
allowed to, absolutely.
What about you?
Sure.
Okay,
Well,
great.
we can print out the policy.
But yeah, we're happy to print that out.
Especially if it says I have a right to do it. I would love a copy of that. My viewers would love to see that.
If it doesn't say that, would you also?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'll take a look at it, but I mean, if it's a policy that says we can't record, I'm not going to honor the policy. I'm definitely not. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. With all due respect, I'm not going to honor it.
Okay, because then it runs into another standard of public conduct
Okay.
policy. So.
Well, so you guys going to go check on it and see?
absolutely.
Okay. I'll hang around and wait.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Taking photographs.
Or videos of library users or staff members without their permission.
Okay.
And furthermore, Illinois law authorizes the board to exclude from the use of the library any person who willfully violates any regulation prescribed by the board, which this is.
Okay. So,
So that is Illinois law.
yeah, but the thing is there's no law saying that we can't record in public. Do you get what I'm saying? That's just a rule.
No, this is a law. It's an Illinois law.
Okay, can you go back to the other page where it says about photography? Right there. Where's the law attached to that? What you got highlighted?
The law that's attached to that is the law from Illinois that states that the board can make these rules and that everyone has to adhere to it.
I'm not sure about that. I'm definitely not sure about that because I
Maybe
know.
you can contact a lawyer if you want.
No, I'm gonna need to contact a lawyer. I mean, I know my rights. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'll keep this for sure, but
And the library too has its own rights, as do, the patrons and stuff too. So again, that is our policy, so we can, as staff members and public, respectfully decline you would need our permission to videotape us.
I think maybe you guys should. Is there anybody else that's higher than you and Miss Rebecca? Because maybe you guys are kind of, you're kind of pushing.
It's pretty clear.
Yeah, but you guys are just interpreting it wrong. Because even if it is a policy, still.
No, because we have a lawyer that also looks at our policies.
Was he or she here? That maybe I can converse with.
No,
Oh,
we don't
okay.
have it's a library lawyer, whatever. He doesn't work here.
Okay, well then, you know what? Even if so, maybe you guys should contact him or her and just to make sure what you're doing is right. Because.
Well, we already do. He signs off on our policy, so yeah.
Okay, well.
So, I mean, like I said, you're welcome to keep that, and then,
I'm definitely going to keep it.
absolutely.
I'm
we
sure-
can do that out for you.
I'm definitely going to keep this. Okay,
Absolutely.
but I am
Most libraries probably have something pretty similar, I would say.
probably so. But
Yeah, especially since Illinois law lets us do that. It's any other public place, a museum, a public museum, they would have the same. Everyone has to have their standards of public conduct, otherwise anybody can just do anything they want just because and say it's a public place.
a person can do what they want as long as it's not illegal. That's the thing. That's just the thing.
Well, they can, but then we also have the right to ask people to leave if they're not adhering to our policy, so.
Again, you guys have the right, but the citizens have a right to decline.
Absolutely, and then like we have the right to escalate it, and then we, then we'll just take it from there, and you can do whatever.
Well, you got to do what you got to do then,
Right,
Kathy.
and so do you.
Okay, well, I'm gonna continue.
Okay, but then, again, our staff member did not give you permission to record, so if you keep recording them, then we can escalate it, just so you know.
I'm definitely gonna continue to record. So you got to do what you got. Whatever you got to do, you feel you got to do, you got to do it.
All right.
All right.
Do that then.
All right. Yeah. So they gave me some type of policy, man. Here we go with the policy standards of public conduct. Taking photographs. Y'all see what they say? Taking photographs or videos of library users or staff members without their permission. It looked like to me it's more of a statement.
No pictures allowed in there.
Really? Why not?
No pictures allowed,
Why not?
because it's sensitive information.
Like sensitive information in public?
It's our rule that we cannot take pictures at AARP.
Because I just spoke to Rebecca and Kathy.
Okay, we will not allow pictures in here. I'm sorry. Do you have an appointment?
No? Is this a public,
We're doing taxes in here. There's sensitive information going on right
we're
now.
doing taxes.
Can I ask who you are and why you want to take pictures?
Well, I would just want to remain anonymous, but I'm just, gathering content for a story, for possible publication.
Okay, I'm sorry, but we don't allow pictures in
What's your name?
Would you like to talk to this gentleman? He wants to take pictures, and I'm telling him he can't. He's
No,
probably
you
doing a
can't take
video right
pictures.
now.
What's
Why are
your,
you taking pictures of us?
you're a public employee, right?
You know he's taking a video right now of us.
Yeah. I definitely am. I don't see.
Why are you doing this?
Because I'm gathering content for a story for possible publication.
Gentleman's taking videos of us, and he's not stopping. He's not telling him to stop.
I mean, independent. What's your name, Phil?
We're not allowed to have videos taken of us. You need to contact the National AARP office to get permission before you can take videos of us.
Really?
Yes.
What, go ahead, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Come on in here. Thank you. Yeah, come on in here.
Your name is Phil?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I have a First Amendment right to do exactly what
I
I'm doing.
understand you do, but you have to coordinate through the National AARP office.
So I have to contact
Yes, you
AARP
do in Washington D.C.
for
to get-
freedom.
For permission to do any video of what's going on. We have,
Why is that?
because it's an IRS rule.
Mm-hmm.
We are dealing with sensitive taxpayer information. You're not allowed.
I'm not recording any of that, though.
That doesn't matter.
It does matter.
It does matter because they think you are recording their
Oh,
personal
well, then just let
information.
them know that I'm not. Can you do that,
Sir,
Phil?
I cannot,
Oh, you cannot?
because I've told you what the rules are, the requirements are.
Okay, but I still have a right to do it, though. Do you get what I'm saying?
Let's go talk to the library staff.
Well, we spoke. I talked to the security right here. He'll let you know. Security or Rebecca there?
Are you security? He's not allowed to record us unless he makes arrangements with AARP because we have sensitive taxpayer information.
That's not true, sir.
Yes, it is.
The room is booked.
Okay, it could be booked, but it's still not illegal to record.
So you just can't impede on the process that's going on.
I'm not impeded. I didn't even cross the threshold. I stayed right outside the door.
We'll make sure we handle this, sir. Thank you for
Thank
bringing it
you.
to our attention.
He's not allowed in our space.
Why not?
I've told you the reason, sir.
De-escalate, sir.
Contact the IRS, contact AARP.
Your decimal is kind of,
I understand.
It's not. That's unnecessary, sir. I haven't been
You don't
loud towards.
accept my explanation. You
What?
keep
But just because I
contesting
don't accept your explanation, do that give you a right to start trying to be irate, sir?
it. Sir, you're
That's a question.
You're persistent with me. I'm trying to answer your question.
Well, I'm persistent with rights and freedoms and liberties.
So
I'm not
we
one
have
not give those up.
Expressed to you that if a patron complained, that you were choosing to escalate this. So at this
I'm
point,
choosing to escalate because I'm.
Because you're not following our policy, and we've expressed what that is. You have a copy of it in your hand with the highlighted parts that are pertain to what was going on right now.
Okay.
So if you choose not to leave, which we now are going to ask you to do because you're continuing not to follow our policy, we'll have to contact non-emergency police.
You guys got to do what you got to do.
Okay. We're going to handle that.
I will stay here
Okay.
so he doesn't come back in my space.
So I doesn't come back. What do you mean, Phil?
Stay here.
Sir,
Do you want me to come? Okay.
So now we're gonna.
I can't have you video in here.
So but I understand what you're saying. But what you just said is, I'm gonna stand right here so he doesn't. So what are you
Because
saying?
you're gonna follow me back down the stairs if I leave.
Well, I can just walk down there now while you still standing
You're
here.
videoing.
I have a right to, sir.
You just go down and close the door.
Okay.
I have a right to.
All right.
Wow.
I don't know why do you want a video?
I just told you I'm an independent journalist and I'm gathering content for a story on this library. That's it.
Well,
Nothing.
this has nothing to do with the library.
Yeah, it's a separate.
Well, it does because it's here in the library.
We are hosted by the library
It's a public space, right?
with the,
Yeah, the room is booked up.
But it's public, right? Is it public? Can we agree that it's public?
It is a public place.
That's it. That's it. What's the problem?
But
You don't like freedom, sir?
private people can make reservations to use public spaces.
Phil, with all respect, you're an American. You don't like freedoms
Sir, I love freedom.
and liberties and things of
No
that
matter
nature?
what I say, you're going to contest it.
No matter, because I have a right to, sir. So should I just give up my rights? Do you encourage that? Absolutely. You should. Come on now, Phil. Come on now. You seem like a pretty decent guy,
I'm a very
man.
decent guy, sir.
So why would you want me to give up my rights, sir?
Why do you want to contest rules that are set for us by AARP?
Because if we don't fight for our rights and exercise them, we'll lose them. We can't let rules.
You can't fight me, then go fight the IRS or the AARP.
That's precise. You're right, but I don't want you to enforce, unconstitutional rules. That's unconstitutional.
Sir, I am given rules to run the sites by.
Okay.
If I fail to follow the rules, the site will be shut down permanently. Free tax services for all Americans.
Well, you know what you should do? If someone tells you that if you don't follow rules and you know they're unconstitutional, then you should become a
I don't know
whistleblower.
that they're unconstitutional. That's your interpretation.
So I don't have a right to film in public.
You don't
As a
have
First
right
Amendment.
to film us.
As a First Amendment, which is my right, I'm in public. That's my right. If they're telling you, this is
Private information.
this is a public library, sir. Public library.
Yes, but this is a private activity.
But it's here. It's in the library.
Sir, Sir Ed,
Mr. Ed.
you can close the door, open this side.
Mr. Ed looked like he wanted to get real. He was getting angry almost instantaneously. Oh man.
Close the door. Close this door, open this side.
Oh wow.
Hopefully need that thing.
You do a QR.
Yeah, I'll be there in a second.
I wonder what's the difference between this side and that side.
Because we are conducting private taxpayer return on this site.
Oh, okay. Okay. And that's sensitive information. Sensitive information in public. Wow, that's a new one. That's a great one, actually. Like we have private information exposed to the public. Wow. So I don't know, man. I guess the public library. So I mean, security. What they gonna do, man? Is the young lady says she's gonna escalate it now. So what does that mean?
She's probably calling non-emergency.
Non-emergency?
Just to ask you to leave.
Gurnee.
Yeah.
Well, now because Gurnee might show up and educate them and let them know that it's. So, and then what? This is all I'm asking. If they do, I just want an apology. That's it. And I'm out of here. If the police say he has a right to do it, and I just want an apology, man, from the library's personnel. And I'll be good to go. And here we go. What's going on, officer?
Hey, good morning, sir.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
All right. I guess they called you for me. Real quick, I'm conducting gathering content for a story for possible publication on this library.
Okay.
Just staying in the public accessible areas, not going past any restricted doors, making sure I don't infringe on anybody's, anybody's privacy. But again, their privacy is in public. It can't stand. You know that as an officer.
To an extent, yes.
I mean, well, like I gave an example. Public bathroom right there. Of course, can't go in there and record. Even though it's public, it's a restroom.
Sure.
But we talking about the lobby.
Right. There's some
Just the lobby.
sense there.
That's all I'm doing. Nothing nefarious. Don't have any ill intent today. Just want to gather my content for my story and book on out of here. That's it.
Okay. I understand they've asked you not to record though, based on their policy here.
And like I told them, there's three things with a policy. Policy is not law. Policy doesn't have the force of law. And if I choose to ignore the policy, that's not breaking the law.
If they ask you to leave though, you do have to leave.
What's your name? Officer?
I'm Officer Parcell.
Parcell?
Number 131.
131. Let me ask you this. They asking me to leave for doing something that's constitutionally protected. And you're law enforcement. You're law enforcement. So you can't come here and enforce their policies. You can only enforce laws. So the Constitution is my right. It's part of the law. So today would be great for you to tell them and let them know that I'm doing nothing nefarious, and what I'm doing is not unlawful. It's not illegal.
Right. But if they ask you to leave,
As well.
what's that?
We had a few people complain as well, that's why.
Okay.
What was the complaint?
Well, you were trying to go in there and record them as well.
Well, I mean, was anything violent?
Oh, I'm not
Well, no, I'm just saying, was anything disturbing? All I was doing was recording, right? So again, even if they are complaining, all I'm doing is evoking my rights. That's it.
So, is there some type of event going on today, or
Oh, yeah, there's tax preparation.
tax preparation? Okay. So you can understand like tax preparation, some sensitive documents.
I
things
mean,
like that.
thing is, officer, one more time.
Parcell.
Parcell, I'm gonna get that right. Even if it's sensitive information, I'm not recording this sensitive information. All I did was stand right there at the threshold, didn't even cross the threshold, just had my camera lens going into the room that they're sitting in. I didn't walk up to any paperwork or, I didn't do any of that.
Okay.
Just standing right where I need to be in publicly accessible area and recording.
What type? Do you mind if we step outside and talk here? Just
What's wrong right here? We cool right here, Officer Martin. We've been here the last 5
serve
minutes.
anybody in the library. It's a library.
It's cool though. I mean, look, everything's cool. Nobody's decimals raising right now. We can have a dialogue right
What
here.
type of channel you running?
I got a YouTube channel.
Okay.
I got thousands of subscribers, followers, and it's for we the people. I do this for education purposes.
Okay.
If we don't stand up for our rights, we're gonna lose them.
Sure.
Even you as an officer, or you young man as a security, we have to stand up for our rights. It's unfortunate that these library personnel don't understand that, but that don't mean just because they feel I shouldn't do it, that's when my rights stop. You know what I mean? When they're feeling start, my rights don't stop. And we have to,
I took an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States and
state of Illinois.
state of Illinois. You
Correct.
know that, right?
Correct.
I'm a big supporter of the First Amendment.
Okay.
Right. With that said, if they feel like you are alarming and disturbing people in here,
Okay.
they do have the right to ask you to leave. And now it's not an issue any longer with the recording.
Okay.
It's now they're asking you to leave, and you become an unwanted subject to that.
But you know what? The only thing about them, they got. Let me see how can I put this. They can't just ask me to leave because they want to. I would have to be breaking the law. You feel what I'm saying? You can't say just because you're recording me. I feel disturbed. Yeah, I can feel disturbed from you coming in here with black boots on.
So if they are getting complaints and people are willing to sign those complaints that they're alarmed or disturbed, then it's like a disorderly conduct type deal. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
it ain't disorderly conduct. Not recording. It's case law on this. It's a calculus of case law on this. You cannot turn a protected activity into a crime. You can't. You just can't. You just can't. And by you upholding it, you raise your right hand.
You're absolutely right.
You swore an oath, officer.
Sure did.
Come on, officer. Come on, Officer Parcell. Come on, Parcell. Parcell, right?
In a
Right.
public place, the expectation of privacy does not exist.
It doesn't.
You have the ability to record.
So we agree on that.
I
Okay,
I'm in
great.
agreement with you on that.
Okay, we getting somewhere.
With that said, this is also a private.
No, it's not.
To an extent.
No, it ain't private. Come on, Officer. Yeah, you was almost there, man.
Going into certain rooms though, like that.
No, I didn't go. Look, to be honest with you, I didn't even go in the room. Be honest, did I security?
You were right in front of the door.
That's what I'm saying. I never crossed the threshold because I feel like it's a restricted area, so I wouldn't do that. I stayed right there. That's all I did. If you're not sure though, if you can contact Sergeant, somebody with higher authority just to make sure, because you don't want to do anything wrong.
Would you like to touch it?
No, I don't
I'm
need.
happy to call one if you like it.
No, I don't need one. But I mean, you kind of seem unsure. You know what I mean? Like,
Because we are tiptoeing on some gray area, right? It is a public place to an extent, right? It's a public library to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
But they do have that right to ask you to leave.
for no reason.
If you are alarming and disturbing people in here,
So recording is alarming and disturbing.
that's not my opinion. That's somebody else's, right? If somebody wants to sign a complaint for that, right? Like I said, now it becomes a disorderly on them.
Well,
I can't sign a complaint for disorderly conduct.
but you can't arrest me for it either. Think about it.
I'm not trying to get you.
No.
nobody's-
I brought. You know why I brought that up? Because let's say, for instance, that they say we want to sign a complaint for disorderly conduct. It's an arrestable offense, right?
There's some gray area on that with 2023 laws.
Well, I'm just saying though, like, you know, anything like that, you know what I mean? Like that would come down on the officer personally because he's in here for enforcing policy. You get what I'm saying? You can't. He's a law enforcement.
It's not a policy enforcement anymore.
Well, they gave me this piece of paper right here, saying that there was their policy that recording was prohibited.
Because they were just trying to handle it in-house without having to call us and get us involved.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Right, I'm assuming that's what it was. You're just trying to handle it.
Yeah, they're very friendly and everything. I'm just trying to explain to them.
I mean, I understand, man. Like, man, look, I do this all over, man. I understand, man. I was just at the health department couple days ago. I did the DMV. You know, police show up all the time, but you know, some are good, some are not. You know, but you got that chance, Officer Parcell. You got that chance. You got one chance, man, to make a difference right now. For my viewers, man, for the TTA viewers, man, I'm telling you, you're gonna get some good reviews back, man. If you just let them know what I'm doing. It's not illegal.
I told you, it's not illegal to record in a public place, right? You have that right 100%.
Right.
When you're in public, the expectation of privacy does not exist.
Okay.
You are free to record.
Correct.
But like you said, there are some certain limitations, right? Public bathroom.
Of course you can't go in the bathroom.
Public on that, you know,
It doesn't matter.
it's
It's
common
privacy,
sense,
right.
But when we do start to get verbally aggressive with people, or
Of course.
allegedly, I'm you know
Right,
what I'm saying?
right,
I'm not
right.
saying
Which I
I'm
didn't.
here for that.
Right.
Then now the issue is not with the recording anymore. It's now with the behavior that comes with that.
That's exactly
You know what I'm
correct.
saying?
But I'm gonna be the whole entire time. You ask the security. I've been respectful, haven't I? I haven't raised up any type of, like I said, I don't have anything, no nefarious ill intent today, at all.
Yeah, we just asked him to stop and he said he wasn't going to follow the policy.
Well, you know, once I get my shots and conduct what I'm out of here.
Okay. So what else are you trying to record here?
Man, like I said, like I told them, just get all the information to see what's available to the public and you know, disseminate the information to the public, you know, Lake County, you know what I mean? How you doing, officer?
How you doing?
Can I get your name and badge number?
That's Officer Funk, 13.
Officer Funk.
Yep.
Oh man,
You got the funk.
oh man. You know, like I said, I can understand, you know, certain sentences, position sometimes, you know, with the camera and everything. But I mean, let's think about the logic. Like, look in the ceiling. You see all these cameras?
Sure.
Do I have a right to come in here and say, I don't feel, go to the back and cut it off? Of course not. So this is exactly what I'm saying.
We're on the same page as far as recording goes.
Okay.
I said, I don't have an issue with that.
Okay.
Hey, I record people all day long too, right?
You got, that's what I'm saying. And like that, you know what? That's a good point. With your body cam, I cannot tell you to cut it off, could I?
Correct.
Even if I feel uncomfortable.
Correct.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
So the issue is not with the recording. The issue is going back and forth, argumentative with people. But you've been nothing but
Respectful.
completely
Yeah,
respectful.
yeah, for sure.
I'm not saying like that. I don't know what happened before I got here.
No, it wasn't an argument. If anything, it's, you know what, they can, sometimes they try to convert it into an argument just because a person would decline what they're requesting. You know, if you're coming to me 5 or 6 times saying, I don't want you to do it, and I say, I'm going to do it, that sounds like an argument. Sure. And all it is I'm just exercising my rights. That's it. That's it, and that's all.
Absolutely. So like you said, the issue is not with the recording necessarily. It's the behavior that comes along with it.
You're all good to go.
Oh, okay.
You could do it in a public area. That's kind of reserved, so that kind of takes it out of the public area.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't cross the
No,
threshold.
you're all good. Just as long as you're not taking pictures of little kids and stuff.
Of course
you're
not.
all good.
Officer Funk?
Yeah.
What's your badge number?
113.
Man, I appreciate you for coming here honoring your oath, man, and you too, Officer Parcell, man. So you did convey to them young ladies that I'm good to go?
Yep, and your jacket matches my interior of my car.
Do it? Oh, man. Well, I need your card. Hey, either I need your car or you need this coat.
I'm not telling you my car.
All right, thank you. Appreciate you guys. Thanks, officers. You see what I'm saying? So that's all I want to do, man. So you guys, Gurnee came and left. Obviously, they let the young ladies know that I'm fine to do what I'm doing. Is there a way you can get Miss Rebecca and Miss Kathy to come back out here for us?
I think Kathy might be at the desk, but I can go.
I just want to ask. Yeah, I just got a quick question to ask him. Then I'm out of here. Appreciate it. So was the police able to educate you guys that I do have a First Amendment right to do what I'm doing in public? Did they tell you that? Officer Funk there?
We didn't talk to the officer, but we understand that that's
Well,
what
she
happened,
did.
so.
She did, for sure, because I seen her.
So I understand what they told you. We will review our policy and we'll make adjustments as necessary because
Okay.
it's still a matter of people expect a certain level of privacy, and that's what we are here to do and provide for people. So,
But what can, well, just for, you know, for sake, do you guys wish to give an apology or no?
we presented you with our policy, so I think that we've given you what
Right.
the library stands behind, yes.
Oh, so no apology, even though you guys tried to infringe on what I have a right to do. So there's no transparency.
Well, no, because we were respecting the rights of other patrons who had complained, like the folks over there at ARP for the tax assistance. So,
Wow,
And our
okay.
staff too. So we were taking
So-
care of them as well.
Absolutely.
Oh,
And we
wow.
said we would apologize if our policy did not stand behind what we were saying, but it does.
But you guys escalated something and
Well,
called
you
the
chose
cops?
to escalate something
I
because you
chose
chose
to.
not to follow what we had asked you to do.
I don't have to though. I don't, as you can tell, right?
But I said, are you choosing to escalate it? And you said you do what you need to do. So you
Right.
chose to escalate it. We were just following our policy.
So let me ask you. So I forced you to call the cops,
No.
Oh.
You chose to take the event and further escalate it.
right? So in escalation, you mean to call the police, right?
And we chose to enforce our policy,
Correct.
which is what we're supposed to do as public servants.
Absolutely.
Really? So you're not supposed to uphold the citizens' rights, and as public citizens.
Everybody's rights. So in that.
So include me, right?
Absolutely.
So if you guys, so my point is, if the police just came and told you that I had a right to do it, where's the transparency? There's none.
Well, I mean, if someone was videotaping you and you complained, we would also ask them to leave as well.
Well, you know
Uphold their
what? Guess
policy.
what? If someone was videotaping me, I wouldn't complain.
But that's
Maybe not,
you
that's
chose
you.
not.
You know why? Because I know they have a right to do it. So let me ask you this: moving forward,
Okay.
because I know you young ladies are busy and you have to get back to me. And I don't want to hold you up. I just want to, have another dialogue. Moving forward, from this day forward, if somebody else come in here, would you guys try to infringe on their rights and try to stop them from recording,
We'll have to
knowing
review
that they
the
have a right to
Policy,
do
we'll
it?
review the
We'll
policy.
review the policy and have our lawyer review the policy.
But you guys wouldn't escalate again and call Gurnee police, would you?
If the patron chooses to escalate the incident, which is what happened in this scenario, we would probably follow a similar path. Absolutely.
Really? That's
so
amazing.
If you are asked to do something and you just say, I'm not going to do that, then we would probably follow a similar procedure
Wow.
because we need to balance the rights of everybody who uses our facility.
I know. Wow, that's kind of deep, because even like if a police came and told me something, I can do something on a Monday, and somebody Tuesday, I wouldn't call the police
I'm
Tuesday.
not talking about the recording. I'm talking about the way that this happened, where we asked you to do something, you said, I'm not going to do that.
Well, the recording
That's
is
what I'm referring to.
well, the recording is the root of what's going on, right?
In this case, but what happened was then you were choosing not to follow our policy.
Which is
and
stop
that's
recording.
What we were responding to.
Right,
So
but-
anytime a patron chooses not to follow our policy and respect our rules, then yes, we have procedures in place.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But like Kathy said, we're
You
going
guys
to
hear
review the
that?
policy and we will talk to our lawyers and we'll make adjustments if necessary.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys. Thanks a
Absolutely.
lot.
All right, thanks. Have a
All
good
right.
day.
All right. You too. Yeah. So you guys, you hear that, man? They say it don't even matter. They say it don't even matter. It's a Monday. Police just came and told them that I have a right
Oh, so,
to do what I'm doing. And they said if someone came in here Tuesday, which is tomorrow, they will still ask them to stop recording. Oh man, that's amazing. But in any event, like I said, man, y'all like, share, subscribe, man. Again, this is the public library in Gurnee, Illinois. Gurnee police has showed up. And Gurnee police has left the building. So, like, share, subscribe, man, for everybody that's tuning into the channel, man. All my subscribers, all the people that donated. I love all you guys, TTA family. I appreciate the support. And everybody that's new, thanks. I appreciate it a lot, man. Gone.